Hey guys, wanted to say thanks first of all to those of you who came out to a Train the Trainer / Feedback 101 class in March. Really appreciate you guys coming out to that as we implement some new things. First thing we went over in that, if you missed it, was the role of the trainer. So I just want to recap a couple of those things in the role that are really important that you guys need to know, especially if you weren't there. But we all need to be aware of this. So the role of the trainer is to successfully equip, train, and launch new team members into the operation after a 30-hour training process. This is going off of a lot of the fact that the first 40 hours or so of someone's time is going to determine if we retain them or not. And so we really want to focus on making the best training process that we possibly can. And if you are training anyone, whether you're a trainer, a team leader, a coach, anything, trainers and up, we're training people around us. So it's really important to make sure we're all aware of this, we're all on the same page, and we're all on the same team of really just making the best first impressions that we possibly can for not only our team members, but our guests, and for also the teams that we have currently. So trainers, you guys engage new team members to know and execute the raving fan strategy. You're protecting the people section of our business, so you're training the people. We're making sure they're up to, just threw that pen, sorry. But you're training the people to make sure that they know the Chick-fil-A standards, that they know what we really value and care about as a business. You're helping new team members learn the Chick-fil-A standards in every area of training. You're teaching, holding them accountable to the Chick-fil-A Core 4 and hospitality. You're using the demonstrate, imitate, repeat training process. You know how to join a board on Trello. You know how to check items off that are taught on Trello. You're not just checking them off for fun. You're checking them off once they've been learned and calculated in that trainer's head. You're capable of giving positive, constructive, and honest feedback face-to-face to new team members. Trainers are able to leave helpful, honest, and specific feedback on Trello, and they tag their head trainer on Trello. And you ensure new team members successfully learn the positions they are scheduled to learn on each shift. You have intuition on how to maneuver through operational situations while maintaining a successful training shift. And you connect well with new team members of any background or age. So this is really what we're looking at for the role of a trainer. This is what we're holding you guys accountable to. So if you are lacking in any of these areas, we're going to be having those conversations with you. If you have questions about any of those areas, please feel free to ask and reach out. Let's talk about feedback real quick. So we went over feedback. There's 3 things to our feedback that are really important. It's what, so what, and now what. What, so what, and now what. So what is the behavior you want to see changed? So what? So why is the reason, really? Like why do you want to see that behavior changed? Whether it's positive or negative, what was the benefit of that? What was the consequence of that? And now what? What's the future behavior that we want to see changed in the action with that? So we want to ask them first of all, hey, so-and-so, let's name them Susan. Hey, Susan, can I give you some feedback? So we always want to ask first. This gives them the opportunity to say yes, and this gives them the opportunity to say no. If they say no, what do? I don't give them the feedback because they said no. I want them to know that they have the opportunity to give an answer. Will that maybe change how they're perceived? Possibly, but hey, if they say no, don't give them the feedback. So always ask. I would say 98% of the time they say yes. They are willing to receive feedback. So, hey Susan, can I give you some feedback? Sure. And then I want to state the behavior. You know what, Susan, when you use the Core 4 and you're smiling, you're creating eye contact, you're sharing emotional connections, and you're using an enthusiastic tone of voice. So I'm stating the behavior. Now I want to state the impact of the behavior. You know, Susan, that really shows the guest that you are intentional and you care about them. So that I just stated the impact of the behavior. And now I want to encourage the behavior, the effective future behavior. So now I want to say, you know what, Susan, I really want you to keep that up because that's awesome. So that's an example of positive feedback given. An example of negative feedback might look like, let's say Tommy is making a sandwich and uses wrong pickles. They're not standard pickles. So I would say, hey Tommy, can I give you some feedback? Sure. That's Tommy's voice, I'm sure of it. Hey, you know, when you use pickles that are too small and have tears in them, that's me stating the behavior. Now I want to state the impact of the behavior. You know, Tommy, that doesn't really match our kitchen core for when we want to use perfect product. And this is something we want to really value for the guest's sake, for the flavor of the sandwich. So in the future, would you be willing to use the right pickles? Oh yeah, totally. Thanks, Heather. Oh, it's my pleasure, Tommy. So that's an example of the feedback. That's stuff we're going over. The last thing I want to discuss is green, yellow, red on Trello. Woo! What does green, yellow, and red look like and mean? So green would be that they are thriving. Yellow would be that they are striving. And red is that they are struggling. What does that mean and what does that look like? Green would say they are 100% able to do the role without a trainer's help. They're thriving in that area. Yellow would be like they can do 80% of the job, but they still need some of the trainer's help. And red is they can only do like 50% of the job by themselves, and they really need a lot of help from that trainer. So when you're training people in areas, if they are not 100% able to do the role without any help or assistance, then they're not in green. So we want to make sure we're leaving adequate feedback on those Trello boards so we can know exactly where these people are at. Hello? Hello, Mom? That's all I have for you guys today. Sorry this is a long video, but we wanted to discuss those things, especially if you missed them last month. So thanks for watching this, and appreciate each of you very much. Let's make the best training process that Chick-fil-A's ever seen. Great.